Welcome back to Indicted TV. I am your host, Negra. You guys already watched a little bit of my story, and today I have my prison traveling buddy, Rayceana, here to tell you guys about her story, her journey, her whole prison shit, her life. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Rayceana. I actually grew up not too far from here where we're at right now. I grew up in La Puente. Pretty much had my mom and dad, early on in my life. Had 5 siblings. Chaotic household, just like the neighborhood was. It was so chaos in the streets, chaos in my house, but just chaos everywhere. And just started. I was really good actually in school until you hit the preteens, so like around 12, started smoking weed, started kicking it with the homies, started getting caught up. Me and my family were actually in a bad car accident when I was 13, so then after that it was just the little bit of stability I guess that I had in my household because of my mom, that was like totally gone. And then I got into harder drugs and I got to deeper into the streets and deeper into the mess and stuff like that. And then it's just the typical kind of like spiral that I guess people take.
So tell us a little bit about your first time and how old were you when you first got arrested and what it was for.
First time I got arrested was shoplifting probably. My parents didn't really provide for me too much. Plus everybody else was doing it, so. I got caught up for stealing something or another. Fighting at the mall, I felt cuffs then. Getting kicked out of school for smoking weed in the bathroom. But those were all I was a kid and those were all misdemeanors. So it was just slap on the wrist, go to court, probation, stuff like that. I never had to go to juvie or anything like that. But
that was good.
The first time I went to jail was for a warrant that I had because I had gotten in trouble when I was a minor or whatever. And then I had left the state when I was 16. I moved with a boyfriend to Colorado because it was like, fuck this,
Yeah.
And then I forgot I was on formal, or what is it, summary probation?
Summary probation where you don't gotta
it's
check in?
sneaky probation where they don't even you don't even know you're on probation.
Yeah.
So then you get caught up like that. So anyway, when I turned 18, I moved back to Cali. I moved back to LA. And we were going to the beach. It was like a gang of us, and it was just a gang of us. Just everybody had weed and everybody had all this stuff. And we got pulled over, and I was sassing the cop, I guess, or call it what you want, talking shit to the cop because I was all drunk. And then I had that warrant, so they arrested me, but not because I was in the wrong, because everybody was in the wrong. They should have arrested everybody if that was the case. But they arrested me because I was a freaking smart ass and talking shit. So that was the first time I went to jail. I just stood in the station for the night, went to court in the morning, actually right here. Got out of Pomona Court, walked out. I was went to the county, whatever. They just shipped me around like they shipped us around, but it was local.
For sure.
Yeah. So, but the first time I was actually in jail, incarcerated, was actually when I met you.
Oh, okay. And do you want to tell us why you were indicted?
So I was indicted for federal charges of bank robbery. Me and my boyfriend at the time, we robbed 5 banks throughout the San Gabriel Valley.
5 banks.
5 banks, yeah.
Okay, bank robbery.
Yeah, it was just super spur of the moment, spontaneous. We were in love. He was let's rob some banks. I was that's hot.
Were you guys on drugs?
Fuck yeah. But I was actually a college student. I was actually a criminal justice major student at a community college at Rio Hondo. And I met him just being smoked out and going around, the neighborhood. He had just got out of prison. And also, that's when they look to find us out. So I was hell yeah. He was
Yeah, some little freshie.
Yeah. Tag that one. And then so before you know it, it was just days later after I met him that he said, let's go rob some banks. Or he said, I'm gonna go rob a bank. And I was like, cool, I'm down, you know, I'm down to take you. Not really thinking about like the consequences and shit like that, obviously, but just thinking about the money and thinking about the excitement.
How did you guys do it? Like when you guys first did the first one? Like how did it escalate? Did you guys just do one and one, like the whole 5 in one day, or like how did the process go? Like, you know, did you guys use guns? Like, you know, tell us a little bit more about that.
It wasn't like no set it off, you know, stuff like that.
You went to go get your hair braided.
Put on my wife beater. No, but it was crazy because I mean it was all his idea. Like he already had that shit planned, and but I was super like cooperative with it. I was like, I'm down, you know.
Okay,
and then so Bonnie and Clyde, right? Anyway, so then he had it planned out. He said we're just going there with the note or whatever, and then yeah, so we went in there with the demand note that said, give me the money, have a gun, you know, no bandage bills, so they have to lay the money on, you know, out in front of me on the table or whatever on the counter. And yeah, we just went in there with sunglasses. I wish it was during COVID. That would have been nice to have a mask on, but no. It was pre-COVID.
Yeah, way
pre-COVID. And freaking...
So what year was this?
07.
Okay, 07. Yeah, I met you 08.
Yeah. So I met him in October. I met him on October 12th. I think, Jesus Christ. I think 4 days later, I gave him a ride to rob the first bank. And I stood in the car, right? And then we went shopping, we went to eat, we got more drugs. It was like, I got all the things I, you know, didn't buy. I was like, this is awesome.
One day.
Yeah, literally. It was insane. I was just like, this is awesome. I like this. Like, I'm used to this, right? Mm-hmm. And then not thinking long term, right? Obviously. Like, I was literally a criminal justice major student. Like, I had my little Coach purse. You know, it was 07. It was hot back then. And I would go to class. My teacher, it was a cop. My teacher, the same teacher, was a lawyer, a professor. So I'm walking into class to take a test, looking for a pencil in my Coach bag, and there's just a bunch of bank robbery money in there. And I'm like, this is
right, guys.
Hey,
at least you went to school?
Yeah, I couldn't go to school much longer after that, though. Once we're on the news, you know?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So how many more robberies?
So
what was your first time? Sorry, what was your first time when you actually went?
7 days later, after his. And he told me, oh, like, you should do one. And I was like, I'll do it. Like, I
think
know.
you're on the sick one, you're like, fuck it.
No, I was just like, dude, like, I'm not gonna get into that, but so I went into a different bank, obviously. Went to Bank of America, and I got like 6 times the amount of money he got.
Oh, you're okay.
I was like, I'm better at this than you are. And it felt really like natural, empowering. Like it really did. I was just like, just tell me what to say, and he was like, just go in there and be like, I'm not fucking playing with you, you know? Like, threatening, right? And I'm like, me threatening, okay?
Yeah.
And that bitch was like, I mean, not that bitch, but that teller was just like super like not scared, but like, you know, she gave me the money.
That's what mattered.
So anyway, so then that, and then like a few days later, you know, we spent the money like almost like if we were like money laundering, like the money was hot, we had to get rid of it, which wasn't the case. We could have hung on to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd tell me with it later, but shit burned a hole in our pockets and in our pipes. So extra organic here, not current. But anyway, so then, another bank, we went in together on the 3rd one. And then the 4th one, we went in together. And by the 5th one, I mean, by the 3rd one, I want to say we were already on the news.
Oh.
And it was really like anxious. Like, I was like, what the heck? Like, I can't go to school no more. And he was telling me like, oh yeah, just go to school, act normal. I'm like, my teacher's gonna arrest me. Are you kidding me? We're on the news. We have sunglasses on.
Like it's you, yeah.
I didn't want to watch the news, but it was kind of cool seeing me on the news. But anyway, so then I was just like, okay, well, we can't, you know, I can't continue my normal life.
Yeah.
You can't continue your normal life after you rob banks, by the way, okay? Just FYI. To your audience.
Yes, kids do not do it.
Unless you're like fully masked or like a disguise.
No, don't do it, guys.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You
I'm
don't
not
wanna rob
advocating
banks.
for it. I'm not advocating it. I'm just looking back on something that I survived, and that's why I can smile now.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll get into where you're at now, and you know, all of that. But so how many days after you? Okay, you already robbed all the banks. You weren't even seeing your daughter anymore or any of that because you were staying away, or how did
The last time I had seen her was about November 5th. November.
So right after you met him.
Yeah, less than a month.
Yeah. And did you tell because obviously you told did you tell your dad what was happening? Because your dad is the one that's been in your life.
He's seen me on the news.
Oh shit! He was like, "Hey, Mitch."
So, my dad saw me on the news. Everybody saw me on the news. I mean, they were broadcasting it or publicizing it like in other states, like everywhere. Because I mean, obviously the FBI was assuming that we would leave the state.
Yeah.
And so initially, it was, oh, the newlywed bandits. Like, who are these people? Like,
Oh shit! That was the name of that was your case name.
Yeah, that was what the FBI dubbed us. And so, anyway, so once my dad saw me on there, the FBI called him in and was like, hey, we need you to identify your daughter. Because I forgot, his mom was the one that called initially and said, that's my son and his girlfriend, da da da. So she was the one that actually snitched us out. And then, so they had our names, so back.
Everything, they already had all your information.
Yeah,
basically.
after that, our names were out there. They had even tried, they thought my sister, my little sister, she was going into Food for Less with my daughter, with my older sister, and with, I think, her kid. And the FBI came and freaking slammed her on the ground because they were trying to
apprehend it was
me.
you.
Yeah, because we look alike. And I was like, dang, that's messed up. Sorry. Sorry, sis. But, like, she forgives me because she loves me.
Of course.
But anyway, so it was just crazy. Like, it was insane. But my dad was just like, you're going to get killed. Like, they're going to shoot you and they're going to kill you.
Yeah, if you don't get your shit right.
I'm like, I'm not doing nothing right now. Like, in that moment, I wasn't doing nothing. But I don't know. He never said turn yourself in necessarily. But he was like, they're going to kill you if you don't stop. And I was just like.
So tell us about how you got, the day you got busted.
Okay, so we were on the run. We were like stealing cars left and right just to be
Camping out.
not in a hot car and shit. And we drove to Vegas. We were just kind of like, okay, what's the next step? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, it was crazy. It was just crazy. I don't know.
Say it.
So he had
We're bringing it back, you know.
We had got a car from some guy or whatever, and then and so we go to this parking lot or whatever, and we're just trying to get like something, right? We're not trying to rob another bank in Vegas, you know what I mean? Per se at that moment. Like really, like we were trying to stack more banks on us, right? So this fool goes and he tries to take this old lady's purse.
Oh damn.
This old lady ran
So you guys went through your whole money that fast?
It went every day. It was gone the same day practically. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't even need the money back then. I was like, the crazy part was.
So
But it was just the rush and the excitement. But anyways, so it's all in the newspaper anyways. This can all be read up anyways. You can read this in the papers still. But anyway, so there was a carjacking, and then there was a purse snatching, and this lady chased him, and then I was like in the car, like trying to like get between her and him. He finally jumps in the car. She finally puffs out of air or whatever, runs out of gas, you know, her little self. And then so we take off. So we're like, skirt, right? We're skidding off. And then we're like, okay, cool. We're on the main street right there on Maryland Parkway in Vegas. Right? Because that's as far as we got. We're trying to leave the country, but that's cool. So anyway, so then I see a cop coming this way. And then, so I'm like, oh shit, no, like, they're not gonna pull us over, right? They don't know what car we're in. Like, no way.
For sure.
She knew, right? So she turns around. It's a female cop. She turns around, pulls us over. I pull over into the Staples parking lot or whatever, park right. I think Staples was shut down or something. I don't know, because there was no people. I actually reenacted this with my daughter over the weekend because we were in Vegas. That was crazy. But anyway, so then I parked right there. Oh, I didn't park. I just pulled over, let the lady cop get out of her car, come to my door, and I just punched it.
He did one of those moves. He did one of those slick moves. Okay.
Yeah, and then so we go up Desert Inn, and I mean we drive up Desert Inn, and like it was so crazy because it seemed like a second, but then this weekend when I actually traveled that path that I took, it was like far. Like I was like, how did I get this far?
Yeah.
It was crazy, but in the moment,
it was like
so
from 1 minute
quick.
to another for sure.
It was so quick, and then so you hear the helicopters, and then you hear the sirens back there, but you can't see them in the light, right, in the rearview mirror, because they're like too far back. And then I'm just driving up Desert Inn like fast as hell, and then I end up crashing the car.
That's what got you, huh?
Yeah, and then so like it crashed on my side because we hit like a medium or something. I don't even exactly remember how it happened. I think I was like trying to avoid something else. But anyway, so then he gets out of the car and he's like, "Are you okay?" And then I'm like, "Yeah," like of course, because you're like, I'm a big girl, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. And then he takes off running. And
leaves you.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, so I get out of the car through his door, and then freaking, before you know it, the cops all roll up. I was trying to steal another car, but nobody let me. They all locked the doors. They saw me coming. But anyway, so then I was like, dang it. And I was real chubby. I mean, I stay chubby, right? I stay thick.
You're super thick.
Yeah, there you go. And then so I'm like, why can't I fucking run? You know, like that. And then the Metropolitan, the Vegas cops, right? The city cops, they pull up. They're like, "Who are you? What's your name?" By this time, they had already apprehended him. He jumped off a bridge or something like that, right? Messed up his ankle. I was like, okay, Spider-Man.
That
I was like, calm down, dude. And then so he's like hobbling over. He's like, don't say nothing. And then I'm like, nothing? Like at all? And I'm like, I'm really good at taking instructions, right? So I'm like this. They asked my name. They asked me all these questions. They asked me like just any like
everything,
questions
of course.
to just simple questions to whatever like you know, complex questions. And I just stood silent because my boyfriend told me to be quiet. So then we're there like for hours, right? On Desert Inn, freaking on the curb.
Was it winter?
And I'm like, it was November, yeah.
Oh,
So
at least you weren't sweating.
It was autumn, yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't sweating or anything like that. But it was crazy because we hadn't slept, and it was like super like delusional, and like stuff was going on. Like I was just tired, you know.
I definitely know that feeling.
Yeah. So anyway, so then sure enough, like they know who I am. All I have to do is look in the bag. I have my ID in there, you know? And I don't even say that. I'm just like, let them do it, right? Cops are just so crazy with the work they do, right? It's like 10 million things, right? But anyway, so then hours later, the night falls, you know, because it was daytime when we crashed and everything. That night falls. We're sitting there for a couple hours, and then the Suburbans pull up. That's the FBI. And then I'm like, oh, they know who I am now, you know?
Yeah, I made it to the big times.
They read my warrant. So then the FBI is like, we got it from here, you know? So then they take us to North Las Vegas, and I'm incarcerated at that point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from Las Vegas, how long did it take you to get to MDC and start your court process? How long did that take?
Oh my God, it was hell, dude. North Las Vegas was hell for me. They had me in the holding cell for 5 days.
I mean, unless you probably slept.
5 days in like just concrete floors, concrete slabs, concrete walls, and hookers. So you know where I laid.
Oh, I definitely know.
So, and then bologna sandwiches with a cookie smashed in it. It's like the county jail, you know? And a little punch. It was horrible. 5 days. 5 days like that. And I was just like, oh my God, when are you going to send me to the back? So then finally I got in a fight in the shoe, and I went to the shoe, I went to SEG or whatever, ad SEG. And then I was like, ooh, this is nice, you know? I got a shower, I got a phone, I got a bed, I got books. Like, why didn't I beat somebody up fucking 5 days ago, right? And then but it was crazy because like when you get in a fight in the holding cell, like they come in with their boots and they're all strapped, bulletproof vests with like lasers on you. But that wasn't the first time I had a cop point a gun at me, trust me. But it was just crazy because I was just like, damn, I could really get shot right now. Like it was just like, I mean, I really didn't think about it back then, but now I think about it like that.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, so then we get down, go to the shoe, and then finally I go to the dorm.
But what did you get? Did you got down with the hooker?
Well, no, some bitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just whoever was in there that pissed me off. And I mean, that was 5 days in there, you know what I mean? It was
And you were coming down?
Yeah, it was horrible. You know what? I just messed that up. That's not true. That's not true. The story's not true. I lied. No, because I was 5 days in the hole. I mean, no, I was 5 days in the fucking holding cell, and then I went to the dorm, and then the stupid cop, I was like, I got in a car accident. I need a bottom bunk. They were like, you're young. Get your ass up top bunk. And I was like, I need a bottom bunk. And they were like, no. And I was like, well, I'm going to lay on my friend's bed then. And she was like, you do? I swear to God. And I was like, of course, so what I do, I lay on the bottom bunk.
Yeah.
So then she comes with her baton, against the metal bars, or against the metal bed. She's like, roll it up, you're going to holding. And I was like, I don't roll it up. Did she just say holding? What the fuck? Like, what? So then they sent me back to holding, so that's why I was pissed. And then that's when I got in a fight, went to the shoe, and then from the shoe, had a good nice sleep, read a book, freaking ate warm food, and then rolled it up to get extradited the next day. The next morning,
LA.
showered. It was nice. It was a good timing, you know. I mean, it wasn't that, wasn't that hard.
Okay, so you got to MDC what year? Like in November as well, December.
No, so it was like November 18th when we got busted. And I was there until like November, the end of November.
Okay.
It was like the holidays, so I was like feeling it,
For sure,
You're
you're
like,
fucking
oh my
coming
God.
down. You were sobering up.
I'm
You're missing your
hearing-
family. You're coming back to. So you're coming back to reality. So when you come back to reality, you end up you're in MDC LA.
No, I'm in San Bernardino.
Oh, San
Yeah,
Bernardino.
you know about San Bernardino.
Yeah, I know about San
I've
Bernardino.
seen your podcast.
We were in San Bernardino together.
I know, but the first time I went to San Bernardino, it was just as, this is the same. It was just horrible, right? But I mean, I met some nice girls there, and it was cool, whatever. 10 people to a cell, the bars, right? But my boyfriend, Paul, he we would still write each other. We had very good communication still at that point, whether it was kites or letters or whatever. But I'd get a beautiful card every single day. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I'm be doing good in here, I was like, hell no. That's like not good.
This is the real love.
I'm like,
Your
our
bow
love. I was like, oh.
She said our love.
So anyway, so then he told me, oh, we're gonna go to MDC, right? And I was like, really? You got it like that? I was like, whatever. So then I remember I was telling some girls in there that, how the people are real crabby sometimes.
Of course.
Like real crabby, miserable and stuff. And I was telling this girl, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to MDC. I'm gonna, whatever. And then she's like, no, you're not. No, you're to some other inmate. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I was like, pretty sure I am. Yeah. And then the next day, roll it up. We went to MDC and we were there for 2 years.
So you're fighting your case for 2 years.
I wasn't fighting shit. It just took a long time.
Like I guess every 6 months you go to court there, huh?
I don't know. They took a really long time. Remember Susie?
The old lady?
18 years she was there.
Although she was old, huh?
10 years.
I remember
we
we used to get
waiting for
stolen.
her. It was crazy.
We used to get stolen. The lady was like 80 years old. She would start cleaning the walls. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, you were at NBC. So you got sentenced. How was your sentencing?
Sentencing was good. I think I got too much time, if you ask me. But I was sentenced to 51 months, 51, 54, something like that. And because that's how they do it in the feds, you know how they do it with all the months. You get 897 months, that's your sentences. What the fuck? Yeah. But whatever, they want to count months, they're like, whatever. So I got sentenced to 51 months after I had fired one attorney. My first attorney, I was like, why can't we take this to trial, right? Because I have this little legal beagle inside me. I don't know. Hopefully that will come to fruition, I guess you could say. I wish it will. It has to. But anyway, so the lawyer in me was like, fight. That could be anybody in those sunglasses, you know? And then his mom's twacked out. My dad never testified. Like, whatever. Like, let's fight it. And she was like, you're just going to get more time. And I was like, you're fired. I was like, put a motion to dismiss yourself. I felt so good saying that too. I was like, I have rights.
You were a motion writer too.
I know. I got her off on some charges, dude.
You did. I was able to fucking I had to hold somewhere, huh?
Yeah.
I remember it. Yeah, that was a good one, dude.
I know. Tickets, written off, all kinds of good stuff. But
That's
anyway,
exactly what it was.
Call me when it No, but anyway, so then, what was the question again?
Your sentencing, how long you got sentenced for, and then from once you got sentenced, how long did it take you to get transferred, and how was, you know, your transferring to, you know, wherever you went to and your experience there, and yeah.
Well, I got sentenced in April, the end of April. They rolled me up pretty quick, I think, unless it was June and it wasn't that long. No, I left in May, I think. Sentenced in April, so maybe a little bit later.
I thought we left together.
No, didn't you come after? No, we left together, didn't we?
We lived together. It was like in July.
When did you?
Because I got sentenced like June.
Why did it take you so long to get to? No, we went to fucking Waseca together too. It took you a while to get to RDAP. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's where my disconnect is.
Yeah, we went to. So we left together to San Bernardino, and then we went to Arizona.
Arizona.
That's where we used to fucking sleep.
We
everywhere.
actually went to San Diego first. Little did we know.
We went to San Diego.
Yeah, they shipped us all over.
I don't even remember being in San
Picking
Diego.
up people. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was
So
crazy.
tell us how that was for you.
So that was a lot of chains, a lot of shackles, a lot of meeting new people, a lot of phone calls again, letters. I'm here now, you know. But it was just. I mean, you were there.
You were sleeping most of the time.
Stupid.
You were asleep
But
every time.
I did wish that I would have got transferred with. I lost my train of thought. Next question.
How was your experience in prison when you got to your destination, when you got to Waseca?
It was awesome. I loved it.
Was it?
I fucking loved it, dude. I was in a tall building in downtown LA for 2 years, smelling smog and bitches' asses. Like, fuck, to see the grass, I was happy. And lightning storms, and oh my god, they had the most beautiful lightning storms. And all my native friends that I made.
Wind in my hair.
I liked it. I mean, I don't want to go back.
Definitely not. How was your prison, like your transit destination, and like how was it when you got to Waseca? You know, what did you do while you were incarcerated? What did you do? What did you do with your time?
So it was definitely it was good. I mean, for the most part, I worked out, wrote letters, kicked it.
Did you go to school?
No. They didn't really have any programs there, but I mean, I just made a bunch of friends and just kicked. I was in the shoot for like 3 months. They buried me under that bitch. So I was working in the kitchen when I first got there because they're like, you have to work. And I was like, I don't want to. And they were like, you have to. So then I was like, whatever, give me a job. And then they were like, okay, you're going to be a dishwasher. So then I was like, okay, I'm a dishwasher. I think it was like June or I don't know, but it was like not too long after I got there. So then I'm in the kitchen and there's like this big, tall girl who I guess apparently likes to try to punk people. And I was reading a magazine. I probably wasn't even reading. I was probably just looking at the pictures. I'm not gonna lie. But I had a magazine in my hand, and then like up until that point, we had our little crew. Let me go back a step. We had our little crew. It was me, you, Brittany, Clarabelle, Kim, that Asian girl,
The little Asian.
the little Asian lady, and Alizé, right? So we had our little clique that we kind of picked up people along the way with our travels. Then we got to Waseca, and then it was cool. And then we, branched down, made more friends.
I was on the wall.
Haley Acosta, she freaking was part of our little crew, and then she got with Cuba. You remember?
Yeah.
So like everybody did their own thing. I got into exercising. And I mean, we all kind of went to churches sometimes.
Yeah, I only went to church.
Tried to get into the choir, it didn't work out. I mean, I got into it, but I was like, I sound horrible.
Which is dumb.
But
I always wanted to be in choir, but I just was too embarrassed.
You have a good voice.
I like singing, but I mean, I should have, but I didn't. I just felt, I guess, because there's a lot of girls that sing
good. Like Miss Ward.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That lady did like 20-something years.
I was still talking to her after we came home.
Well, I think I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah. God bless her. God bless her.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then most of my time was spent with, like meeting new people, making friends. And then anyway, so I got the job in the kitchen against my will for 10 cents an hour. And I was just like, I never wanted to work there. Like, what the hell? What's wrong? But anyway, so this girl takes my magazine. We're working in the kitchen, right? She works in the kitchen with me. She takes my magazine one day and she throws it in the trash can. Tall, big girl, dude, from North Carolina. Because that's how it is in the feds. Everybody's from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the United States, right? So you meet a lot of cool people in there, dude. But I don't want to go back. Anyway, so then I go in the trash can and I'm like, what the? And then so I go in the trash can, I pick it up, it has like food all over it, and I go and I just slap her with it. And then bam, we get down. And then freaking, there's like food going around, like being thrown at each other, and like the cops come in and they handcuff us, and I'm still like trying to throw pudding at her when they separated us, you know, like this. And then, so we go to AdSeg, and then like, so I was in AdSeg for a while, but it wasn't like where you were in solitary, like you had a roommate and stuff like that. So when I was in the shoot, dude, it was like super crazy. Like I had this one roommate, she was so freaking, like she amazed me. She didn't know how to read or write, but she had so many pen pals that were sending her money, like straight up. And I'm like, you don't know how to read or write. So I would write her letters for her. So that's what it was. She would have somebody write all her letters. And then it was so tight.
Was she in Prison Babes or some shit?
Yeah, Prison Babes and all that stuff. And I was just like my mind was blown by her. She was amazing. The things she would write or I would write, you know, but the things that she would tell me to write, I was like, dang, it was like OnlyFans, but in prison. I was like, this is awesome. You know, because I mean, I don't know what everybody else's knowledge who's watching this or your knowledge exactly, but the men, when they're in prison, they got that game. They got that
jail talk.
They got that jail talk. So to see a girl doing it, a woman doing it, I was like, that's what's up.
You're all, yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
So then?
And then so I had a couple different roommates in there. And then when I got out of the shoot finally, I went to RDAP. I asked to be put in RDAP, which was the Residential Drug Abuse Program. And I didn't want to like get in trouble, I guess you can say. And I wanted to try to like make sure I never went back to prison. So I was like, oh, let me do RDAP, even though I didn't get no time off for it. So, because they give you a year off usually, which I didn't even have a year off to take, but bank robbery, that's excluded from that year off. Anyway, so then I go to RDAP and I'm like, okay, cool, like whatever, you gotta wake up in the morning, go to community, do all these things, all these functions. And I actually was pretty good. I became a big sister.
Me too.
Your big sister.
I was a big sister too.
Wasn't I your big sister at first?
I think so. And then that's where you left.
I passed the torch.
Yeah, I became a big sister.
Yeah. And then so it was kind of cool because like you did like, I don't know, you just become more like a leader. You learn like
you're a leader.
Pro-social leadership skills. So that's what I kind of took from it. Even though I was still kind of getting in trouble, but I didn't get the cop for anything. You know? I mean, like, not that bad stuff, but.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you ever encounter any, like, perverted cops? Like, you know?
Like COs?
Like, any pervert COs?
Yeah. So
At everywhere or just, like, in your prison?
the one that was, like, most blatant, no, like, pretty much, like, everybody was, like, chill, like, not professional, like, but it would never cross that threshold, I guess you could say, until I went to AdSeg when I was in Waseca prison. Okay. And so I was the trustee or whatever, so I would go clean the cells and, you know, for when people left and stuff like that. So I would be out of my cell, basically. I wouldn't be in there 24 hours a day. And one of the cops there, he was an older man, like super older. Good looking man though, like if you're older.
Yeah,
you know, he was a white guy. And
do we want to say his name?
His name was Carl.
Fuck.
And he was like,
He already sounds like a pervert asshole.
yeah. And I was just like, he would make comments and stuff like that, like it was something that I could have moved forward with. But I was like, no, get away. Get away, you know?
Of course.
Like, I mean, because it is kind of a two-way street in a way. Like, I'm not one to, like, I guess, I won't allow myself to be taken advantage of. It just seems too foreign to me.
Of course.
I'm like, you're a cop, dude, no, fuck that. But anyway, so then, but he would just talk dirty, like to and with me, I guess you can say, which I would say it was kind of
Like, what would he say? my whole state, no one, I've never had not one cop try to be perverted, maybe a flirt just a little bit, but
Yeah.
at MDC, but those fools were a little different, you know?
Yeah. Well, maybe it was just heavy flirting then. I don't know. But either way, I was just like, oh, let me get the fuck out of here. Like, old ass man, you know? But anyway, so when I got out of the shoe, he used to come to my bed. Like, we worked in AdSeg.
Oh my God.
So I guess there was days
Super
where
scary.
He would cover, like, after I got out of the shoe or whatever, I was like, okay, I need another job. So I'll be on snow crew, right? 3 cents an hour now. But only when it snows, so I like that. I get to work less. So I was like, that's good. All right, so then he was working our unit, in the RDAP unit, and he would come and like shake my leg and be like, oh, like come on, and I'd be like, leave me the fuck alone. Like I would just shut it down.
Yeah, of course, that is nasty.
Yeah, like it wasn't gonna be.
Super sorry you had to go through that experience.
But yeah, he was just like totally like. I could have got dick in prison, but I was like, nah, I don't, not gonna do it, not gonna happen. And there were no fine cops in there, except for that one dude that married that one inmate.
I know. But she just had a baby with somebody else.
What?
Yeah, because they had like a full-blown relationship.
Oh no, yeah, they got married. And then he went to jail for it. he literally, like, there was a cop that we all knew and loved. No, I didn't love him, but she did. So I guess, what was her name again?
I don't know.
Whatever her name was. We all knew
I
her.
follow her on
too.
Instagram.
And she started hooking up with him in there. And then when she got out, they actually had a relationship. And then it was all over the newspapers that like, hello, freaking, you're under arrest, dude. And freaking, they indicted him. He did federal time. He got out of fucking federal prison.
She held it down for him?
Her. Yeah. I was like, damn, like that. But there's a lot of people that took, I mean, not cops and stuff, but just like regular relationships that we see.
A little too much, yeah.
Like Foxy. No, I'm saying like Foxy and who? She went Trey.
Oh, they're like super in a
Yeah, they're
relationship.
still together.
Like they live together.
That's what I mean, like from prison to the streets
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. The cop thing didn't work out with what's her name, but
Did you have any prison relationships?
at the end I did. I held out for the longest time.
You couldn't wait?
Oh my god, did I have a huge bag of commissary?
Oh,
So
shit. So
it
you
was
did it. So
psycho.
you did it for the commissary.
Kind of, no. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Why does anybody do anything?
Yeah, right?
But anyway, so it was so sad because I was like, dude, what am I doing with you? Like, we used to go meet in the shower.
Oh my god, wait, what was the name?
I don't want to say her.
I think I remember. Oh no.
Why?
No, I was like,
Maybe I feel bad because even when I got out of prison, she was still sending me money.
aww. She's like a little white girl, huh?
She's a white girl.
Yeah.
From Texas. She was
With the little short hair? Because she was
No.
like a boy?
No.
No? Oh, I had made the wrong one.
Yeah, I never messed around with anybody in prison except for her. And boy, did we mess around.
You're dumb.
It was crazy.
So you said you used to wait for her in the bathroom.
No, yeah, like, okay, so you go to the chow hall in the morning, and then we had those big snow jackets, right?
Oh no.
So I would go into the chow hall. It was like my unit was right here, the chow hall's right here, and then her unit's right here, right? So you're going outside to the chow hall, from the chow hall outside to the other unit, and then the showers are right there. I used to be in that unit, so I knew exactly where to go, right? And then so I was like, okay, meet me in the last stall, whatever. So I'd zip on my jacket like an Eskimo, and I'd run in there into the shower with a big jacket on. Like all the homegirls were like, damn, like we already know what you're doing here. But like it was for the cops. The cops
Obviously,
didn't see,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So then we'd meet in the back shower, and then we just like get it on and whatever, get freaky, and then I'd go on my merry way. And then freaking it got like to a point where I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is the end of my sentence. Like, why am I gonna get caught up for a 405 or whatever it's called, and like risk going home, not going home when I already lost a bunch of good days
Of
from
course.
the fights, you know? And then so I was like, damn, dude. So I told her like, we can't do this no more. Like, sorry. And then she became a psycho stalker. Like, how do you stalk
Hey, because
somebody?
girls are like super worse. That's where all the girl fights were in prison for.
Oh my god, I see
All
some
the fights in prisons
dude.
were because of women. Oh, you're being with this girl, you're being with this girl, or like that's what the fights were
It's all-
basically
it's all
about.
monogamy
It's
stuff.
just what that's what it was all about. It wasn't like how definitely not like men, definitely at all. It was just more about women being with each other.
Yeah, it really was. It was all about that relationship, like, level or whatever. But yeah, so like I got a little job in Unicorn or whatever, $1.25 an hour now. and then so I'm not surging. I'm doing buttonholes on the Navy shorts for the U.S. military, right? I'm fucking contributing to my fucking country, right? I should get a medal. Nah. But so I'm doing these little buttonholes all day, super repetitive. And she's like a serger, like she like puts the shorts together. And I'm like, she does. And then so she works over there, way over there. I work over here, and I'm like, okay, we're broken up. It's over. It's cool. Say, be nice to me, be cordial. It's fine. But she would come next to my desk and be like, why are you doing this to me? Like, oh my God.
Some
like,
girl shit.
Typical, like, super, like, heavy, like, stuff. And I'm like, dude, go away. It felt kind of nice, though. Everybody likes to be loved.
Of course.
Not that kind of love.
So you were super happy when you went home. You left home. You already knew your date that you were going home. How was your travel? How did you travel when you left?
I took a bus. I took a Greyhound bus from Minnesota to California, thinking this will be fun.
That's what I said.
That was not fun, dude. That was horrible. Oh, I thought about trying to get late on the bus. I was like, ew, I'm not gonna do that. Look around. Oh, not gonna happen. Freaking got little snacks. Those made me sick because I was eating real healthy in there,
Yeah.
It was like the world was a horrible place. No, I'm kidding. Only bad. No, I was kidding. No, but it was like horrible. I was just like, my neck was all cracked, like crooked, and I thought it was gonna be some sights, right? So like before, when you get out of prison, you meet with your case manager and you go and you make your plan to get out and what halfway house you're gonna go to, how you're gonna get there. They give you like $80 or something like that, gate money, whatever the case is, right? Or you could fly if you have somebody who's gonna pay for your ticket, right? Who's gonna send you your clothes, all that stuff. And anyway, so I had the arrest in Vegas, right? I had the carjacking, I had the high-speed chase, I had the whatever the fuck they wanted to throw in there, right? Traffic tickets, probably. That guy was a dick. And then so I'm like, well, what about that? So me and the case manager were working on this like together. We're like, okay, like we got to make sure I don't have a warrant because then I'm just gonna go from federal prison to Nevada State Prison, and I don't want to do that, right? And I was like, they don't want that for me, I hope. And then so the resolution to that was, can you stay out of Vegas? And I was like, yeah, I guess if that's your fucking resolution, like you don't get it squashed, you don't get nothing in writing from their
You
DA.
just don't. Yeah, you just don't go.
You just say don't go. And then where does the fucking Greyhound stop?
In Vegas.
In Vegas. I was like, these people are setting me up. Nah, but it was fine. I stopped in Vegas and finally got to El Monte bus station. My family was all there. And I was such a scary ass. They were like, oh, like, because a lot of people, what they do is they go with their family for like, a few hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just gotta go to the halfway house.
I know, I did the same thing.
You went straight?
Yes, I was scared too.
We're such weenies.
I know.
Nah, but I mean, it's a way to start,
So did you do your whole time at the halfway house?
I did. I didn't do nothing. The halfway house was such garbage, dude. And it's still there. I hate it. I drive by there sometimes and I'm just like, ugh. But it was like right down the street from where we were living when we started robbing banks.
Oh,
so
shit.
It's just so funny how they throw you right into the environment where you got in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not always the case, but I just think that's so ironic. But anyway, so the halfway house was strenuous. They stress you. They drug test you every day if they want to, They're disrespectful, the workers, I mean, my roommates were cool and everything like that. The people where you have all those guys that you're with now, so you're like, ah. That was kind of fun. But yeah, it was crazy. Everybody's banging everybody. It's just crazy. I was like, what the hell? But anyway, so I got a job. I started working a shit job. I started working as a janitor. And I was just like, damn, dude, this really like, I shouldn't have set my bar so low. I should have just said unemployed. I was kidding. But it was like, I think minimum wage was like $10 back then, and the job was $12. So that's how I saw it.
So you saw it like, okay, I'm making a
and
little
plus
more.
you're active, you're moving around, so it was like I still was working out a lot and stuff like that. So I didn't think it was too bad. But oh my god, I hated that job. I was cleaning the malls and shit. It was like,
So you've been out for how long now?
I've been out for 11 years.
Good.
11 years.
Good for you.
2011, yeah. That's crazy. Almost 12 years.
Yeah.
And I've never gone back. Ooh, yay me.
What are you doing now? Like, what have you done? You know, what is something positive that you've done, and what are you doing now?
So I got into college after I got out of the halfway house. They didn't want to let me go to college, but I signed up anyways. And then I did the probation stuff. Like, that was a whole jump through loopholes all the time, but my probation officer was pretty cool. But yeah, I went to college. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in college, what degree I wanted to get, what career I wanted to choose. And ended up getting 3 associate degrees.
3?
Bachelor's, yeah.
Good job.
One in paralegal studies, social behavioral science, and then political science, which is, I love to learn. So like, I love being in a classroom. I love that back and forth.
Yeah, I'm not a school girl at all. I don't like school.
I should get a little skirt. I'm telling you, I love school.
Oh, shut up!
I love school.
What the fuck?
I mean, you can leave, you can come back, whatever. It's all chill.
So good for you.
Yeah, and then I got a bachelor's in sociology, and now I'm waiting to take the LSAT so I can get into law school.
Law school, guys, you heard that. Law school.
But anyways, between law school and my undergrad, which was the bachelor's, I worked because that was something, obviously, as I said earlier, I don't really like it too much. So I'm like, now that I have a respectable job, right? I'm a case manager, right? Going into the social work field, you know? And that blew up in my face.
As far as what?
There's so much like just hypocrisy and like so much like scandal in the nonprofits that kind of like, I was like, I want to go to the corporate sector, you know?
Yes.
Or I don't know what I want. I just gotta keep exploring, you know? But yeah, I worked for 2 places, and they both. I mean, I did good in my job. I was good at my job, but I just couldn't stick around for that. But I was doing the housing the homeless stuff on my last job. That was super rewarding.
Nice.
But then, it's just too much contradictions, and I can't vibe with that.
For sure.
I'm like, I can't wake up and go to work if I'm not okay with
the environment.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but it was happy to work for 2 years. I was like, yay. 3 years, which
Good.
is super, super, like a long time for me.
That you worked straight 2 years.
Yeah, 3 years worked straight. I got the first job, and I was working, and then I had got the second job before I even quit the first one. So it was like, I did 2-week notice, like all correct.
You did it professional.
All professional, yeah. So that was pretty cool, but yeah.
Well, that's good. I want to thank you for saying yes to being my first interview. I love you. And I appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate all your guys' time. Like and subscribe. No.
Yes. Like and subscribe. Follow Indicted TV. And all of that.